What's good, everyone? I'm Zayas, and today I'm here to review Rent a Girlfriend. Rent a Girlfriend started publishing in 2017 and is currently ongoing with 218 chapters currently available in English. Rent a Girlfriend is tagged as a comedy, a romance, a drama, slice of life, school, harem, pretty much everything, but the one tag that they actually forgot to include was horrible. If you have read any of Reiji Miyajima's works previously, you will have figured out that his works are hot garbage. Writing a samurai manga which was axed early and gained pretty much no traction, and also having written AKB 49, which was pretty much only popular due to its ecchi content. Earlier, I mentioned that this manga is tagged as comedy. However, there is nothing comedic about this manga. There's no jokes. There's nothing funny, nothing made me crack a smile. Pretty much all this manga made me want to do was throw up. The series is bland, lifeless, soulless, just flat out bad. And pretty much the only thing that keeps people sticking around is that people want to see the main couple get together. Knowing this, Reiji pretty much drags the series out as long as possible, making something that should have happened within like the first 70 chapters take well over 220 chapters. He is pretty much trying to milk money out of his audience and will not give up his cash cow. Of course, I read it for the sake of the review, so I could have at least have gone through all the way once. Usually I try to read it a couple of times, but I could not do that with this series, because I do not enjoy torturing myself. And the first time I actually read this series before I was reviewing manga, before I was doing any of this, I dropped the series after 10 chapters, which is a record for me. So it is exceptional in some manners. Reading the series was pure torture. I pretty much wanted to put the series away as soon as I opened it. I could pretty much get through one chapter at a time before having to go do something else so I could come back. It took me longer to read this series than it would have taken for me to read like One Piece. I probably would have read One Piece in like 1/3 of the time it took, because I really did not want to read this series. The main character of this series, Kaguya, is one of the most horrible, most annoying, disgusting main characters I've ever come across in a manga. He pretty much borderline stalks this girl and she's somehow okay with it. And on top of that, he also gets hard when imagining girls that he likes with other men, and he's done this several times in the series. I don't understand why people enjoy this. On top of this, pretty much for like every like half a thing he does right, he does like 10 things wrong. He's pretty much dating like 5 girls at once, even though he says he likes this girl. He doesn't try to stop any of this that's happening around him. He never tries to break up with his girlfriend until like 100 chapters into the manga, which is pretty insane if you think about it. He'll go out on dates with pretty much any girl that's willing to go on a date with him, and he will during this time just stare at their ass, stare at their thighs, stare at their boobs. And this is one of his most noticeable personality traits, as it takes up so much time in the manga. Like, it is an ecchi manga, so it's okay if you show these things, ass, thighs, breast. But if you want to do it, at least draw it well. I'd say pretty much all of these drawings are horrible. I don't want to look at like two hot dogs right next to each other. It just looks awful. Whenever there's a moment in the series where he's supposed to be manly or like so supposed to appear like he's doing a great job, it just comes off sort of like cliche. Like a lot of these moments in the series are super cliche, like the stereotypical beach scenes, swimsuit scenes, fireworks, all that jazz. Kazuya just makes me cringe, man. I just do not want to see him anymore. I would like to talk about some of the girls' personality traits, however they pretty much have none apart from liking Kazuya, and that's pretty much all they have going for them. Of course, there's one or two moments throughout the series where they are sort of showing off their personality a little bit, but they come in these super cliche, super forced moments of like drama, and I'm just not here for it, and I don't enjoy it. These super cliche moments translate to the emotional scenes as well. Whenever the author tries to do something more on the emotional side, it feels just like super forced. And on a side note, whenever he draws old people, I think his depiction of old people is just horrible. I don't know how to describe this face that you're looking at right here, but it's not good. It is not good. Even the main villain, who's been antagonizing the protagonist for 200 chapters, got her motivations revealed in like one short chapter, like in like chapter 212, which is pretty insane. It pretty much felt like she was doing all these horrible things for no reason, and that's just not a feeling you want to give to the audience. So the girls lacking personality is one thing, the girls having unattractive thighs and breasts is one thing, but on top of this, the girls are just flat out generally not very attractive, which is like, what? Isn't that the point of this manga, to make attractive girls that people will like? And although the main character can be attractive at times, sometimes the author just seemingly gets lazy and he draws her with like cat eyes, or like, super like chibi style, like where he's looks like he doesn't want to put an effort into drawing the character. And even if he doesn't do this, sometimes he just doesn't put an effort into drawing the character and she just won't look as good. And that pretty much goes for the side characters, but instead of sometimes, the side characters will look bad like pretty much all the time, except maybe one or two scenes where they look alright. The backgrounds are super messy, if not missing at times, and they are very low quality. There's very low attention to detail. It's just bad, bad, bad. I can't imagine for the life of me why anybody would ever like this manga. If you do like this manga, please let me know. I'm dying to hear why you like this manga, because I could not find any pleasure in it. I couldn't wait to get finished this manga. The moment I finished this manga, I was in pure joy and bliss when I was caught up. It was incredible. I had never felt anything like it in my life. Even if you just want to read a harem, there's tons of other options out there for you. There's stuff like Jitsuwa Watashiwa. There's stuff like Nisekoi. There's stuff like even worse mangas such as like UQ Holder and Neji Njima, that series. There are even better series like 100 Girlfriends. There's just tons of stuff out there. Why would you ever read this? One thing to note is that I will have a hard time finding a manga worse than this. I've never read a manga that went this long and was this bad. And honestly, even in terms of just life experiences, this has to be down there at the bottom. In things I've done in my life, I definitely regret this the most. It's competitive with some of the worst things I've ever done in my life. If someone literally held me at gunpoint and asked me to recommend this manga to someone, I could not. I could not do it. This is a horrible experience. Please don't do this to yourself. I'm feeling a strong 0. Thanks everyone for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. It really helps. I'm thinking of reviewing Kaguya-sama next. Yeah, thanks for sticking around and watching, and I will see you guys later.